Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Painted Dog TV. Very excited to be out here with you all this morning. It is very dark this morning, but it's a lovely temperature. I think it's going to be another scorcher of a day. Pretty clear skies above us. Can actually still see a couple of stars above us. But yeah, very warm welcome to you all. It's lovely to have you with us again. Myself, Basil and Sella out with you this morning. And we're just currently driving along the southern fence of Blowbank. There were lions roaring early this morning in this area, but I've just now heard reports from one of the other vehicles that's out that they've heard the same lions again roaring further to the east. So I think they've covered a bit of ground, so we're going to get off this fence line pretty soon, everybody, and start making our way up towards where these lions have been vocalizing. We suspect it's probably the males. They were seen down here yesterday afternoon on the southern fence of Blowbank. It's probably them that's roaring this morning. And I'm intrigued to find out whether the pride have come back to our side of the reserve as well. So we'll be going northeast, and we'll see how it goes in terms of timing. But we are going to be going past the boma, and hopefully there'll be enough light by the time I get there, although it's so dark this morning I'm not sure there will be. But just wanted to pop in with the pack, the newly formed pack of wild dogs, just see if we can see any of them. By all accounts, they are apparently doing just fine. But I thought we'd just go have a look anyway. But we aren't too far from the boma where we are now, so I don't know what the light's going to be like by the time we get there. Just quickly say hello to our pack members that have joined us this morning. As I say that, I've pushed the wrong button. Multitasking here, everybody. Here we go. Who's with us? Morning, Michael. Hello, Mary. Hello, Betty. Good morning, Barbara. Hello, Carol. Good morning, Jan. Hello, Wendy. Hello, Ashbo. Morning, Ian. Welcome, folks. Good to have you with us. Let's see what the beautiful Rietspruit Game Reserve has in store for us this morning. Always hoping for something exciting now while it's still dark. Lots of the nocturnal creatures will still be active. This stretch of road we're driving on right now has in the past produced sightings of serval and caracal. Two of the smaller cats that we very seldomly see. It's also a pretty good road for aardvark. A lot of termite mounds along this ridge that I'm driving through at the moment. We came across one of those three. maybe a little bush baby. Actually heard the thick-tailed bush baby calling this morning for the first time at my house where I live, which was wonderful to hear. Just as I woke up 3:30 this morning, the distinctive cry of the thick-tailed bush baby erupted pretty close to my home. It's quite a terrifying sound actually for somebody who'd never heard it before. You'd think there were ghosts or gremlins of sorts stirring outside your bedroom. Morning, Kevin. You're the first out from Leadwood. Dean's busy following up on audio of lions. Sounds like near Eastern Fence, Lowveld of South Africa. No other updates?
Copy that.
Yeah. On the camera, I don't see anything, but right, everybody. So what we have just come across here are some signs of the elephants. Just drove past some fresh dung back there, and you can clearly see here on the road where these elephants were feeding here, right next to the road, right next to this termite mound. I did just see some tracks on the road. It looked like it's the herd that was feeding here. Just going to quickly switch off and listen to see if they're close by. Looks like they went straight across the road here, these elephants there. Heading towards the east, the southeast. I don't see any further tracks along the road here. Betty, I see that you've mentioned that you're still waiting to see the night animals. Hopefully you will get lucky when you come out here. I presume you're coming out on a safari. But I tell you what, you've got to be very lucky to see any of these nocturnal species, especially at this time of the year. The bush is so dense, it's quite difficult to spot them. And most of them are quite elusive and shy, these nocturnal species. And so it's challenging. I've had many guests over the years specifically request, to see the nocturnals, and some days I'll get lucky. But of course, tracking goes completely out of the window when you're moving around in the dark. So you rely completely on spotting something with a spotlight. Every now and then you get lucky and it might be on the road itself. But it's so easy to just drive right by these nocturnal species. We also don't usually do, late night drives. We actually did when I first started guiding 14 years ago, before the rhino poaching crisis really got to the terrible state it's in. And we would do late night drives. But even then, we hardly ever saw nocturnal stuff. It's still beautiful being out in the dark though, and there's always that anticipation that you're going to come across something exciting. But of course there's now curfews in place. We try not to have any vehicles driving around on the reserve too late after dark, because of the anti-poaching units that are active on the reserves, keeping a lookout for poachers. It makes their life a lot easier knowing that if they see any lights on the reserve at night, that it's bound to be something suspicious, because there's no safari vehicles operating after dark. Alright everybody, I don't hear elephants here, so copy. So those elephants probably crossed the road here earlier in the evening, possibly even late last night, rather late yesterday afternoon. But yeah, having sat there for a while, I haven't heard them feeding at all, so they're probably a distance from us. There's signs of the herd of elephant on Hoofpad, just east of Snay Lane Junction. Looks like they were heading south, possibly east. I'm not following up for now. Just a reminder for all of you that have joined us this morning, everybody, the keyword for the week is eyes. So if you want to get your hands on that high resolution image, pop onto the Painted Dog app and just share that keyword, everybody. Eyes. Eyes of a leopard. These elephants were definitely heading south. You can see the tracks quite nicely here on this lovely substrate of soil, everyone. Very distinctive, wrinkly prints of the herd of elephants. Each single print unique, of course, like the lines underneath your hand or under your foot.
Number 1.
What is quite cool to see is if you look at the dung of the elephants here, you'll clearly see what's been on the menu of late for these elephants. Look at that, guys. And there's got to be at least 15 to 20 marula fruits almost entirely intact in that single clump of dung. So this time of the year, the elephants just can't help themselves. They go absolutely wild for the marula fruit. It's amazing to see how much of this fruit they actually consume and how very little they actually end up getting from the fruit. But it's just the smell and taste. I mean, they obviously get a bit of the flavor, but their stomachs work so fast that, you know, they don't break down much of the fruit. But of course, they do the marula trees a massive service in germinating more trees everywhere the elephants go. A whole bunch of insects and birds and other small mammals will come along and feed on the fruit inside the elephant's dung. So even though it seems almost wasteful, the elephants feeding on the fruit and their stomachs not being able to break it down, it never really goes to waste. Looks like we have a nightjar on the road up ahead here. Indeed. Oh. Shame. I think it got spooked by the light. Beautiful little nightjar. I usually don't stop for them and shine on them with a torch because it is quite disturbing for them. Thought we were maybe far enough away that it would be settled with the light, but it clearly didn't like it. Always difficult to identify the species of nightjar visually. It's quite easy when they're calling. Their calls are all quite unique. Good morning, Elsa. Good to have you with us. We are busy searching for nocturnal creatures of the night, which might still be active for a little while longer this morning. Things like the bush babies, aardvark, porcupine, honey badger, caracal. Tell you what, it would also be awesome to see, which I haven't seen in a very long time here, is a jackal. I've seen the tracks every now and then, but there's very few here. We reintroduced a couple of years back, I think 2 different pairs of black-backed jackals onto the Rietspruit, and they did very well for a while. I haven't seen them in a long time. I suspect there's still 1 or 2 of them around. Right, so we're just pulling up to the boma here now, everybody, where the wild dogs are. It is still quite dark. Don't really want to be shining this powerful spotlight on the dogs. Some funky smells coming from the boma. Whew. brings back memories of when I was here, when we bonded this pack. That was quite a thing. Getting wild dog urine and feces all up in my grill. I literally took 2 showers and scrubbed my hands at least 10 times before I got rid of that stench. But what an amazing experience, and totally worth it, of course, and important work that I am proud to have been involved in. I don't see any dogs at the gate there, everybody. Like I say, I don't want to bother them with the light too much, so they're still sleeping somewhere in the middle of the boma, I reckon. We'll just leave them be. Wonderful time of the morning now, hearing all the birds wake up, start singing. Gonna head up along the big airstrip here now, everybody, just outside Boskamp. See if there's any tracks of lions coming across here. Indeed, Michael, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens once we release the pack. Fingers crossed they hang around. And fingers crossed there's some mating that's happening right now inside that boma. Dean for Gareth.
Sorry, Gareth, you looking for me?
Yeah, any sign of those lines?
Actually, just found them right now. They're on the eastern fence line between North Router and Squirtner. Two of them.
Okay, copy, thanks. I'm about 50 now.
Direction North Router, yeah.
Copy. Right, well, there's some exciting news, everybody. Dean has just located the 3 male lions on the eastern fence of Blaubank. Not too far from here. So I'm very excited to head that way, everybody, and see what the males are up to. Hopefully we'll still get them while they're a little bit active. It's still nice and early in the morning, so might get some action out of them, might get some roaring before it gets too hot and they settle in for the day. Looks like or a slashla. Just looking at something on the far end of the airstrip here. From the distance, it looks like a baby rhino, but it's just a rhino bush. would imagine they have been, Michael. These male lions are regularly found on the fence line roaring in response to hearing the other lions. knows, maybe we'll get lucky and the other lions turn up. Come and have a chat with our males. Always hoping to bump into cheetah along this road that we're on here now. Hoofpad. Great area for mainly the female cheetahs that have got the cubs. Those females will be actively searching for food now. Now that there's enough light, they'll start moving around now, those cheetah. I'm going to quickly check the road for tracks here, everybody. So those three male lions are just to the east of us, on the eastern fence line. We're very close to them now. Just quickly looking to see if there's any sign of cheetah, but not much has crossed over this intersection last night or this morning.
Gareth, I'm going to give the females understand that I don't think they're going anywhere on the road. You can see them flying between the nose and the Rietspruit.
Copy, thanks bud. Biggest surprise to see on an early morning drive. Well, there'd be many. I think the ones that always strike up in my memory are pangolin. So I've been incredibly lucky throughout my career to have had many sightings of the scaly anteater, and I say many, I've probably had 10 or 15 sightings in a 14-year career. So, like, there's a bit of light, but it's not a bright morning yet. Temperature's still really cool, and I've been lucky enough to have stumbled upon pangolin on several of these early morning drives, so they always just blow your mind when you come across them. Yeah, and then the very first time I ever saw brown hyena was also at this time of the morning up in the Kalahari. I was leading a private safari up there with clients from the US, and we got going early in the morning, heading out to actually go view some meerkats. There's a habituated group of meerkats on the reserve that we're on, and we're heading out there to go and catch them at first light. Up close, getting active in the morning. But yeah, we hadn't driven a kilometre out of camp and came across this massive brown hyena that was still moving around at this exact sort of time of day. And that's the one and only time I've ever seen a brown hyena, actually. It's a species I haven't seen a lot of. But did manage to get one or two photographs, which I cherish. It was amazing. I couldn't contain myself. My guests didn't understand what the hell was going on, because they, you know, it was their first time ever. I suppose, you know, they didn't at the time think too much about the difference between spotted and brown hyena. I'd told them that we might potentially come across brown hyena while we were in that particular area. But for me, you know, having grown up in the bush and operated as a guide for as long as I have, and I mean, when I saw this brown hyena, it was 2 years ago. So for the first 36 years of my life, I'd never seen a brown hyena. So you can imagine when I came across that amazing animal that morning, how ecstatic I was. Amazing animal, amazing sighting. Just enough time to get a couple of shots. Which camp are you going to, Betty? Which is the last camp that you headed to? The property I'm referring to is Tswalu. Fringe of the absolutely amazing. I see at least 2 male lions. Very easy to spot the back of their manes. Yeah, baboons alarm calling to the east. Maybe the other lions are close by. Now having heard the baboons shouting here. Ah, I see Betty. So yes, Tswalu it is. You will have a phenomenal time there, I assure you. A very unique habitat. So different to where I have predominantly operated over the years. Lots of different species that you'll find up there that don't occur here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. Wonderful to see these male lions, everybody. Let's get a bit closer. I don't know if you heard the baboons shouting there while I was switched off. But there's another predator not far from here. That's upsetting them. Relocated on the male lions, no change. Hello, boys. Baboons are still alarm calling. Still managing to keep up with them.
Morning. Semi mobile in the update, please.
Quickly pop over to the other side, everybody, and go see what's upsetting those baboons. Injured males just sat. Obviously heard something as well. Oh, here we go. They're starting to roar, everybody. Epic. What a treat. Interesting that his brothers didn't join in with him. We often see the injured male these days, but usually his other brother here vocalizes with him, but he's not interested. He's getting comfortable. And it's amazing how muffled that roaring actually was, even though we're so close to him, because he's facing away from us. It's definitely nowhere near, obviously, as loud if he were facing us. The baboons have gone quiet now, so whatever predator they'd spotted has obviously moved away from them. Lovely to have you with us. I'm glad you got to see the lions before you had to go. Tell you. Just going to reposition the vehicle quick here, everyone. I'm going to just get around the lions so we can try have a look at their faces a bit more. This injured male's mane is looking less and less by the day. It's encouraging to see that it doesn't look like he's got any. He's still doing okay. Crested barbet calling behind us. And flop. Get some rest, big guy. You know you need it. Settled in here, these lines, everyone. Here today. And now heads down. Not very full bellies. So they didn't eat anything last night. They'll definitely be on the hunt tonight. They'll be hoping to reconnect with the pride as well, of course. Oh, this guy just heard something. Beautiful pads on his paw. I love seeing those pads. Those pads cover a lot of ground.
Kevin, there's a giraffe with quite a bad snare wound at Hippo Dam at the north. Youngster, I don't know if you want me to just stay with it for a while or talk there. Just send me a picture. Yeah, sure I can do it. I can't even get down to drink. I'll send you a picture now.
See if we can get a good look at him before heading off, I reckon. Not too much. Hey, and I don't think there will be too much more. I'm grateful we got to see this guy roaring. just before he got settled in. Now, to see if we can even get around him here. And the answer to which is no. We're not going to get around him here. Well, not without disturbing him. And I don't want to disturb him.
Down towards the ankle. Yeah, it's just above the ankle. Looks like it's quite deep. I can't see the wire itself.
Yeah, copy Joe. I want to respond. You are from the phone. I went to the other two. The drinking water here, the other mustard, cool south. I brought to
Sounds like the Pride have just been located, everybody, and they're still on kind level. Unfortunately for us, we won't be able to catch up with them this morning. I was still hopeful we might have crossed onto Blowbank, but obviously not. They're still in the east. They'll be quite happy being there away from these males. They would have heard these males roaring. Well, those lionesses are a good, as the crow flies, a good 2 kilometers from where we are. But they'll definitely, particularly with the direction this male lion was roaring, he was roaring in their direction. So those lionesses will be well aware where the males are, and will probably just hang out on the eastern side of the reserve, I reckon. Stay away from the males as much as they can. This guy's hearing the baboons again. Just shifting to the other side. He's now lying on his good side, his better side rather. Give that back left hip area a break. You can see how gingerly he's moving that back left leg. Good morning, Guido. Good to have you with us. As you can clearly see, we have been spoilt here this morning. A wonderful sighting of the 3 male lions. One of which was vocalizing just as we got here. They've gone pretty quiet now and seem quite settled. All right, sleeping beauties. We're going to leave you to it. Lovely to see the boys, everybody. But time that we have left together and go see what else we might find. I'm going to try work the central areas of Blowbank here, central to eastern areas of Blow, just to see if we don't have any luck with perhaps one of those female cheetah. You can see in the shot now that all three of the males are heads down. This will be the last spot for the day, I reckon. I don't see them moving too much, particularly that there's no other lions vocalizing nearby. I don't think there'll be all too much today, other than to find some shade, because it's hot today. Leaving those three lions. Quickly pop up onto the crest here, scan along the fence line, see if I don't see anything further south of us here. Might just take the opportunity to mark my territory as well. Quick, everybody, I'll be back shortly. Not seeing any movement further to the south. Head towards Lowveld of South Africa area now, guys, and See if there's any sign of the cheetah, possibly some rhino. Good morning, Rosemary. Lovely to have you with us. Another beautiful morning out here. We've just had a lovely sighting of the 3 male lions, just sleeping on the eastern fence of the reserve here. On these, everybody. This time of the year.
Good morning, station. Getting mobile and digit. Any update?
And a very common tree here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. You see it all over the place. The Terminalia prenoides. Purple pod cluster leaf. Certainly one of my favorites. This area that we're in here now, everybody, is also a territory of a female leopard that I haven't seen in a long time, but is still active in this area. Had some tracks recently. A young female leopard. It's also where the female cheetah with the 2 young cubs tends to operate quite regularly as well. Let's see if we don't find any signs of either of them along here.
Yeah, quiet.
That's a good question, Ian. I don't know the answer to. Basil might be able to help us. What sort of zoom does that camera have, Basil? Do you know? Or maybe Matt can help us back at FC. Huh? Does it not say what sort of zoom it has, this camera on the side? Sure, that's powerful. So I'm just hearing from Matt, everybody, back at FC. He says we can go up to about 600, 800 mil with this particular camera. Both optical and with the zoom, digital zoom. It's quite a potent lens. Perfect for what we're doing right now, of course. Or rather what we were doing, zooming up and down along the fence line there. quickly hop off and check for tracks at this intersection here. Quite a few tracks of some of the smaller nocturnal animals along here. African civet and genet tracks. Which are both most likely by now sleeping in a hole or in a termite mound. There's no other major tracks in this area here. Keep pushing on towards Lowveld Dam, everybody. Let's go have a look around that area as well. Great pleasure, Ian. Certainly is a very powerful camera.
Yeah, right. Yeah, come south, along Poole South, from the one side. Follow the other two. That's what to the side. Now they're heading towards the one side where you find the other two. Okay, copy. 5 minutes away. Yeah, come straight south. They are all the same.
So just busy making our way in now, everybody, towards Lowveld of South Dam. Going to come in from the western side of the dam towards a point where a lot of the rhino and leopard come down to drink. You hear the grey-headed fresh. Oh, maybe from yesterday. Looks like tracks of the black rhino and her calf, everybody, that have come to drink here. Looks like from sometime yesterday. Not from this morning, by the looks of things.
One of them.
Elephants have been here recently too. Pushed down that false marilla tree there. But probably a day or two ago. Obviously we found fresh tracks of the herd this morning in the dark of them heading south. Do enjoy coming to them, particularly at this angle from this side. Some Egyptian geese moving on the far side of the water there, not in the water, just at the inflow there. To your right. Yeah, Basil. Pair of Egyptian geese.
Morning, station, County Go Mobile on Edward, standing by.
Just going to hop off quickly, Ron, and see if there's any tracks along the water's edge here. Look at this beautiful feather here, everybody. Very, very pretty. Almost like a metallic grey, silvery color. There's a resident here in that. Always hear him fly off just as there, guys. There were tracks of those black rhino that came to drink here, the cow and calf. And they then headed back west from this point, those two black rhinos. So I think that's where I'll head from here, is just to push on a bit further west and see if we don't find any further signs of them. Some very, very old male leopard tracks here as well. Tracks could do tracks. Oh, I've looked to who's come and gone, just had a drink lately.
Blocking the lines on kayak and interval.
Just now seeing some white rhino tracks on the road here from yesterday afternoon, heading the same direction we're headed. This rhino may have laid down, looks like a bull, may have laid down somewhere nearby to where we are here last night.
Just on the south of the left Brent.
Look at this, everybody. Beautiful giraffe coming towards the road here. Wow, beautiful colors on this giraffe. Good morning. And she has an oxpecker for company. Red-billed oxpecker. Beautiful female giraffe. Now she's heading back the way we came, so she's probably going to head towards Lowveld of South Dam, where we've just come from. Head there for her morning drink. Yes, you are beautiful. Interesting, she's busy feeding on spikethorn. This tree that she's feeding on here, everybody, is called a common spikethorn. Those leaves are incredibly bitter. Often used by locals to treat diarrhea, and it always brings back memories from when I was a trainee and first started learning about the bush, and I had an upset stomach, so one of my trainers said, "Oh, no problem, just go grab some of the leaves of that tree over there and munch on them and it'll sort you out." Well, it certainly sorted me out, but I couldn't taste anything for about a week after eating the leaves of the common spikethorn. Very strong, bitter taste. But she clearly likes them. Lovely. It was really beautiful. Thank you, Mrs. Giraffe. Just busy listening to a grumpy squirrel, everybody. It's just up ahead here on our left. Might just be grumpy with another squirrel, of course. But they make a very similar sound when they've seen a predator. It's just sitting here in this tree, this knobthorn tree. Huh? Very worked up, the squirrel. It's maximum effort when a squirrel alarm calls like this. The tail gets in on the action. Look at the belly. But it's very difficult to distinguish between an alarm call versus communicating with other squirrels. And of course, a little tree squirrel like this has a lot of predators. Some big, some small. So they alarm call for snakes, mongoose, birds of prey, and then also the larger predators, the cats, leopard, lion, cheetah, but then also the smaller cats, serval, caracal, African wildcat. Just about everybody out here would hunt a squirrel, given half the chance. But there's no sign of any large predator here. Lovely to see the squirrel though. Especially when he's making such a fuss. light coming through now. Starting to warm up quite a bit. Some zebra tracks on the road here. Looks like a herd of zebra that we're walking up the road from this point. One of these beautiful little drainage lines you always hope you're going to see something special in, like a leopard or a honey badger. Porcupines will sometimes sleep in those tiny little drainage lines as well, if they don't make it back to a den or a burrow. Yes, indeed, Ian. Time flies when you're having fun. It's been a beautiful morning. I've certainly loved sharing it with all of you. Can't wait to get back out again this afternoon, for those of you that are joining me on this evening's drive. I'll see you then. And thank you to everybody that joined us this morning. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. And I hope you all have a brilliant day or evening, wherever you are in the world. Don't forget the keyword, everybody. Keyword eyes for the week. Alright folks, we are going to say farewell to you for now, but we'll be back again very soon. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a lovely day.